college, and after we went there, you know, here I am, this little gal from, well, not little, no one's ever called me little before, but I grew up big. I was born big. Here I was in this big situation where he needed a phone for the college where people could call him, and we needed a family phone, so we had 2 lines in the same home. Y'all remember my story about that? One was a private line. After a little while, someone started calling, and every time I turned around, a call was coming through. They didn't breathe into the phone. They didn't say anything obscene. They didn't do anything. They just kept calling, but they weren't there. It gets on your nerves after 6 months, you know, when it's night and day and all the time, you know. And so my husband went to the telephone company, and he was going to have our private number changed. He has his business phone. We have our family phone. It's a private number, see. So he's got a change. And they said, don't do that. Said, help us. We don't want those kinds of things going on. And if you'll say, the next time they call, if you'll say, operator, this is the party we're having the trouble with, then they'll think the line's being tapped and they'll quit it. And my husband said, no, it doesn't cost very much to change it. I don't want to fool with it anymore. I'm going to go ahead and change it. So he came home and gave me the new private number and told me all what they had said and everything. And a friend also got a private number at the same time, so I had 2 new private numbers. I was going to be very secretive, and I didn't even write down which private number was which. So I had 2 new private numbers. And I got home and decided I was going to call my friend on her new private number, so I went to the kitchen and called my friend, and my living room phone rang. I walked into the living room and picked up the phone, and no one was there. I thought, oh, Lord, have mercy. I mean, this must be terrorists. Already they know our new private number. I didn't even know it yet. But I was brave, and I went back and I said, I'm not going to let them keep me from calling my friend. So I called my friend again, and the living room phone rang again. Only this time I remembered. And when I got up there, I said, operator, this is the party we're having. I realized I was calling myself. I was calling myself from the kitchen phone. People, I laughed until I could have cried. Now, you can either get frustrated and dumb things you do, or you can laugh. You might as well decide to laugh. And you know what? Kids are going to enjoy being around you a lot more than if you laugh, rather than if you are frustrated about everything you do. And I know you've done dumb things. I know you're no smarter than I am. You do not look any smarter than I am. Surely you're not. Tell me you're not. You're wicked women too, aren't you? You're stupid women too, right? Just like I am. You relate, right? And then one of my other ones I love the best. My dad lives in Kearney, Nebraska, Kearney. Some people call it Kearney. Kearney, Nebraska. And some people who went to Hauser College had started a church out in Louisville, close to Omaha, Nebraska. And they said, we just started this church, we can't have a ladies' meeting, but if you would want to come out to see your dad, if you fly out sometime to see your dad, we'll give you a car. You can go on out from Omaha to Kearney, and when on your way back, you could just talk to our ladies a little while, and at least we can help you and give you a car. And I thought, oh, that'd be good, because I wanted to go see my dad anyway, so I flew to Omaha. The people met me at the airport. The mother had been at the college and helped with Christian womanhood, and the son had been at the college also, and he was sitting back here, and the mother over here. Well, I'm so people-oriented, see. I am so others-oriented that I started talking to them and spent all my time, you know, turned toward the driver, talking to her, looking at the young man back here, asked him how their church was doing and all that kind of thing. And they said, we'll stop at this shopping mall, and we left our car that we're going to take on, our other car. We left it here in the parking lot, and you'll have this car. And we'll go in and eat together first, and then you go on to your dad's. And I said, well, I had some shopping to do after we ate, to get Dad something for his birthday and everything. And then they went on, and then we'd see each other when I came back through and had the meeting and got on the plane again to go back to Chicago. Well, we got through eating, the people left me, bye and everything, and I'll see you in a couple days. They gave me the key to the car, and I did my shopping, and then I got ready to go out to get in the car. I didn't know what color it was. I didn't know what year. I didn't know what make. I didn't know where it was parked. Somehow, I just didn't feel it would be right to go up to a security guard and say, I have a key to a car. I don't know what color it is. I don't know what make it is. I don't know what model it is. So I thought, I'll just be real smart, you know, and go along, and you know how you need to act like, you know, when you don't know where your car is, act like you don't, like you know what you're doing, or people go, they don't know where their car is. You know, so I just walked along like I was getting my exercise, going up and down. I thought this is going to be by the process of elimination. I'm going to have to all night long walk this parking lot and just wait until the last car is here and then take it on out to Cardi, you know, and that was about 5 o'clock. I did not know what in the world I was going to do. And then I thought, it's good to see. It gets me into trouble sometimes, but I thought, you know what I should do? I should go back in there and call the people. They'll know what color their car is. So I went back in and called the people, and then remembered they weren't going home, and sure enough, the phone didn't answer, so I went back out and did my exercise deal again, up and down. And I don't know about here, but in Nebraska, if there is a Bible on the dashboard, there's a pretty good chance I know the people. And there was a Bible laying on the dashboard. I thought maybe something would come to my mind. I hadn't looked at that car. I had talked to the people. And I put the key in where the Bible was on the dashboard, and I went on to Kearney. I've gotten back to Omaha. I've gotten back to Chicago, never been in jail, so it must have been the car. People, you might as well laugh, right? You just might. People, how many of you ever left big tags on mattresses? Sofa pillows, mattresses, couches, they hang out like that because you're not going to tear them off because it said on them, do not remove under penalty of law. Right? How many of you? See? You're nodding smarter than I am. I can remember when I was a little kid in Blue Springs, Nebraska, I thought there's only one cop in the town. How are they going to find me? You're alone in your house. You know, how are they going to see you tear off that mattress tag? Then we moved away about a mile to Wymore, and it had 2 cops. There were 2,000 in that town instead of 500, and I thought, well, maybe one cop could be checking the houses for mattress tag terrorist offers. When I really felt wicked and rebellious, I tore off a tag. I never did get caught. People, it wasn't until just a few years ago that in some magazine like Family Circle or something I read that they never should have said that. It was for retailers only. Do not remove under penalty of law for retailers only. I laughed. People, we can't get across anything. And they got that across when there was nothing to it. We left those things hanging out all these years. People, why don't we have fun? A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, the Bible says. Proverbs says. Proverbs says, a merry heart giveth a good countenance. People, most of us need a good countenance. Not everybody is as beautiful as I am with my wig and my jewelry and my makeup and all of that. You ought to see me with my bald head. People, there aren't very many beautiful people, are there? We need to have a smiling countenance. A merry heart giveth a good countenance. A merry heart, the Bible says, is as a continual feast. People, we're talking about all the bad stuff. Turkey and gravy and dressing and mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes and greased rolls and pumpkin pie and mince pie and cherry pie all in one time, and it won't give us any calories. A continual feast. People, I don't believe that we have to have Sunday school classes that are boring. I don't believe our kids have to come to boys' Sunday school classes. Our church bus route kids have to go, oh man, I can't wait till this is over. I don't think our own children have to go away from home to have fun. Why don't we decide we're going to have fun right within our own home? You say it costs too much money, takes too much time. Well, let's just try this. Come and, girls in white, come and help me, will you? Let's you all get up here, and each one of you take one of these, and let's see how we can do. How many more of you have to have one? Does everybody have one? All the white girls? I mean, all the girls in white. Do y'all have one? All the girls and beach attire. Ooh, okay. All right, people. This is so much fun. It tickles your lips, and you sound good when you sing. Let's do Jesus Loves Me. Okay, now let's do Onward Christian Soldiers. You There's all the bridesmaids. Here comes the bride. Any United States people here? I just wanted to see if we could make you stand. Okay, you may be seated. People, why don't we just go ahead and have fun? Why don't we just decide? People, if you've already told me, all of you who are here, when we talked about are you going to go to heaven when you die? You've already told me you're going to go to heaven when you die. If you know that you have Jesus Christ, His blood has cleansed you from your sin, you know that He is with you and He'll never leave you nor forsake you while you live. That means no matter what we go through, He'll never leave us nor forsake us. That means no matter what kind of problem you're in, and people, I don't know what kind of problems you're in. I imagine some of you have cancer. I imagine some of you know it. How many of you know you have cancer? One. Some of you have it and don't know it yet. I had it for quite a while and didn't know it. Or some other crippling or debilitating disease. One meeting I was in recently, a pastor's wife from New York had just been out in California to attend her brother's funeral. Her brother had been beaten to death. And instead of comforting her, you know Job's comforters? One person said to her, it was inevitable. He wasn't living for the Lord. She not only had had the death of a loved one like that, she had comforters like that. She had good comforters too, but she did have that. I had a woman in a meeting, this was 3 weeks ago, I believe 2 weeks ago, who had just lost her 19-year-old daughter to ovarian cancer. Very unusual. She had gotten it when she was 15. I'd been in contact with her by phone. She's a sister of a Hiles Anderson girl, and she had just lost that daughter. We have a lady in our church whose granddaughter was raped and murdered by her former daughter-in-law's live-in boyfriend. I said to the woman, how can you keep going? It seems like to me you keep thinking, how horrible was it? How long did the girl know it was happening? 6 years old. I have 2 6-year-old granddaughters. My son and my daughter have 6-year-old daughters. I can't imagine them being treated like that. It seems like you think about it. How long? Yes, she's in heaven, but and what? And I am bitter, and I hate, and all that. She said, no, what I think is, if she'd have kept living the way she was living in the home she was living in as it was, she knew Jesus and had a victorious death and was going to church and living with me every weekend and going to church, and on the front page of our paper it said she loved Jesus and told people about Jesus and went to church all the time. Said she had a victorious death, and the way I see it, it's very possible she'd have died a teenage gang-related death the way she was having to live, and therefore I am not going to let myself dwell on the bad part of it. I'm going to let myself dwell on the good part of it. I don't know what horrible thing might be in your past. I don't know who is dying and you don't know whether they're saved. I don't know anything about what the problems are here. I just know whatever the problems are, we can go ahead and have fun. We can make the difference in the life of a child. In the life, teenagers and children want fun, folks. Do you know what? Husbands want fun too. You know what? We want fun too. We don't know how to get it. We don't know how to be that. We're so loaded down with our responsibilities. I don't care what our responsibilities are. Let's learn to have fun. Last December I went to Papua New Guinea because we thought that'd be the last time would be able to see the kids, and some people helped us go to Papua New Guinea, my husband and myself. And we went back in the jungle where there's no stores, no phones, no anything, where the kids are trying to help a tribe learn about Jesus Christ, learn their language and all that. And I didn't know whether I was going to feel well when I got over there or not. And so people helped me by sending all kinds of things over with me that I could be fun with my grandchildren. People, you know what? Some of you, your grandchildren, they have more fun with the unsaved grandma than they do with you. You're so busy talking about terrible things that can happen to you, things that are bad and all that, that let's decide we're going to have fun, no matter what our problems are. Let's find ways, just silly little things, like wax paper. They told me to get some pudding, some chocolate pudding, and put gummy worms down in the bottom of the chocolate pudding. Put my face down in it, and let the gummy worms come up out of my, nostrils and nose and mouth. The kids loved it. They couldn't believe it. They think I'm wonderful. And then I took shaving cream with us. We took shaving cream with us so that we could sit out on the porch, and all the tribal people, they must have gone through the village and through the jungle because people were coming from everywhere. They probably thought this is some white person's carryings on that we don't understand, because my husband and I let the grandchildren sculpt our hair with shaving cream and play in it and have all that, and you know what, all you have to do is go take a bath. What is it about us that, we can't get dirty, we can't get, and we want to make a difference on our children. We want them to, we want them to love us. We want them to remember us. And yet we won't do fun little things that they like. Why don't you decide you're going to make a difference? Why don't you decide you're going to go ahead and have fun? People, if it's not illegal, not immoral, not against the Bible, do it.
You used to say fattening.
They're fattening, but I forgot that one anyway. Why don't we just think up all the kinds of things, anything that, what did you like when you were a kid? You know what really is our problem? Our pride. People might think that we're funny if we do some of these things. They might think that's strange. It is strange to have fun anymore. It's strange for kids to have fun with older people anymore, because we're thinking too much about ourselves. Make a difference to a kid.